more on the market malaise. We're joined now by Tiffany McGhee, CEO and Chief Investment Officer of Pivotal Advisors, as well as the CNBC contributor. Ellen Lee is also with us, Fundamental Portfolio Manager at Causeway Capital Management. Good morning to both of you. We've been talking really since Tuesday. Everybody came back after Labor Day, and then there became this idea of some kind of repricing. I'm not sure what you think has inspired all of this, Tiffany.
Yeah, so I think, first of all, the ride gets a little bit bumpy from here on out, and we're definitely seeing that play out in the markets. And so, September is typically the worst performing month of the year. At least it has been for the past 20 years. But within that 20 years, we've only had less than half of those Septembers in a negative month, right? In terms of negative performance. So, what we're expecting is that, listen, it's not unusual kind of coming out of summer going into fall to see a bit of a slowdown. And we've been seeing that. So I think some of the things that are driving this, clearly, anticipation of Fed action, and then, also the Delta variant, right? And so what's kind of going on with that as we see some cases rising. But we're not really worried because we have this really strong kind of fundamental backdrop, right? So, earnings are accelerating, margins are at record highs, and, the expectation is that we're going to see increased growth in the third quarter and for the remainder of the year. So we don't see like a major sell-off. Some people have been talking about, September's going to be a down month. We haven't had a correction, anything close to a correction all year, actually since last fall. And people are kind of anticipating that. I don't see that happening.
Ellen, do you see that happening?
From my perspective, valuation is a bit frothy in the market, and there's concerns about corporate profitability being impacted by inflation. And if you look at the indices, it is dominated by, just a handful of companies. As if you look at the U.S. stock market, the top 5 companies comprise more than 25% of the index. So I think it really goes back to fundamental investing from my perspective to look at opportunities where there's pricing dislocation, valuation dislocations, and we're looking for those opportunities.
So what do those look like? You want to give us some?
Yeah, I have 3 ideas. First is AstraZeneca, the global pharma company, which has been left behind with its somewhat controversial rollout with the COVID vaccine. And secondly, AstraZeneca is really well placed as it has multiple growth and third, they is going to improve led by innovation and specialty side. And then second company that we really like is WH Smith, really been hit by Delta scare that's happening. But as mobility resumes with vaccination rates going up, we think that company is also very, very well positioned. Third is UniCredit, Italian bank, which will resume dividends as cash will be returned to shareholders based on much, much less significant loan losses than expected.